All
right, yo, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Blacks, you ready to go record?
No, he's
We
not
recorded
recording.
some time.
Okay.
Oh, is that young? Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the report. I am one of the hosts, Andrew Coley, aka LIP, and my co-host to my left.
Rugs. And we got a special guest today. Introduce yourself.
I have no idea where I am. They kidnapped me. Please send help.
My show, you're too heavy to get. He couldn't have.
Yo, I don't even know why this nigga's talking like we're keeping him hostage. Get out of here. Who's paying the ransom? That's all I'm saying.
Yo, man, don't need to pull you with
Hold
a
on.
dolly like a fridge, bro.
I can't read.
Stop this right now.
I am doing well, and they are taking care of me. I am safe.
Blink twice like a white girl. That's all I'm
Blink
saying.
twice.
Blink twice like a white girl.
Oh man, it's been a while. We haven't recorded in a bit. I know that I've been the cause of that because I lived that millionaire life. But I'm back. I'm chilling now. Christmas came, so I'm broke like everyone else.
Oh, so what? You're back to being one of the rest of us poor folk, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm a commoner again.
Oh Lord, the common folk is back on the grind.
I hate to break it to you, crypto's on the rise, so you might not see me again soon.
You know what I'm saying? Might be out here in a minute.
Yo, trust me.
So what's been happening in the last week for everybody else? Like, let's do a catch up, like real quick. What's
Let's
been
do a catch
happening?
up. I'll start since I feel like I've been doing a bunch of stuff. So I've been out and about, traveling, doing my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Been on that grind like everyone else. Christmas, you gotta get set up for the kids, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then Christmas dinner, black people, so we gotta cook breakfast, lunch, dinner. Everyone's gotta eat and complain about the food.
And we gotta go to at least two different places.
But they'll still take it home.
Damn right. Yo, bro, here's a real question for y'all. How long should leftovers last? Because I've seen this being asked, and as a black person, we gotta ask this question real quick. How long should a leftovers last? Is it by weeks or is it by days?
So Christmas dinner, Easter, and Thanksgiving, 1 week.
Okay, so we're giving a week on the Christmas dinner and Thanksgiving?
Turkey lasts long, that's all I'm saying.
No, you're saying the cutoff point's a week.
Yeah, a week.
Shouldn't last longer than a week.
Yeah, after a week, you're kind of like...
Because I'm not going to cap. I've walked into man's fridge and still seen turkey 2-3 weeks later, and they're still trying to offer it to man's from soup and dinner. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Well, that means they don't like you.
You know what I'm saying? You're trying to poison niggas. That ain't right.
They're just like, yo, Wagwan, your life insurance good? All right.
Here's some turkey, fam. Check on the life insurance. I rate that.
Your woman was telling me something, so I need that life insurance so I can go pipe her later.
Basically, I gotta break it down. The cardinal rule is if you got that pork in the fridge, that's 3 days max. Turkey, you're pushing a week and change. Oxtail, I don't think it will last longer than 2 days.
Yeah, I was about to say, oxtail shouldn't last more than that.
But I'd go 3 to 4 days on oxtail. Yeah. Curry goat, same thing. 3 to 4 days, you should be throwing it up then. Rice, I've seen a study where it says that rice shouldn't even be refrigerated for more than a day.
Yeah.
But you already know, Jamaicans be refrigerating rice for
weeks.
3 weeks.
Yo, for weeks in the freezer? Are you crazy? Yo, we will hold that down. There's no question about that.
Right?
Yo, you know what it is? Because they're like, we put coconut milk in it. So
the extension.
Preserve it.
It's the extension. But the way I look at it, my leftover game is basically the same way as a salad. If you put a salad in the fridge, however long a salad lasts is how long the leftover should last. The second I start seeing rot in the Christmas salad, everything come out of the blood clot fridge. Yo, they're gashing out everything, fam.
Potato salad lasts 4 weeks still. Potato salad lasts long.
No, we're not talking about potato salad. We're talking about actual lettuce,
and
tomato.
I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to all my white people out there. What potato salad with raisins? From what I understand, it lasts longer. The raisins act as preservatives. Not 100% sure. This might have been made up, but someone Google that shit for me.
Okay.
Potato salad, raisins last longer.
That's mad.
Yeah, I know it's mad. My mom would box me so hard if I put raisins in potato salad.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I mean,
I'll be right
you
back.
can put raisins in a salad.
Yeah.
I'll fuck with that. But
Me 1 second.
potatoes? No.
Yo, that's a thing in America,
Potatoes and raisin salad is trash.
Yo, potato salad, they put raisins, and they put bread crumbles, and they put pie crumbles and shit in it. Yo, it's a whole flex. Yeah, yo. And it kind of looks like the crumbles look like fucking, shit.
Like bread crumbles?
Yeah, it's like bread crumbles, but it looks like dirt.
Oh.
It's a whole thing, bro.
Yeah, presentation, I guess.
Yeah, man. How was your Christmas? What's been popping for the holidays?
Uh,
Oh shit. Also, yeah.
What did you eat for Christmas?
Oh, what I eat for Christmas? Oh shit! I had a traditional Jamaican meal. So I had dried out turkey. I had goat. So we had curry goat. We had oxtail. We had baked fish. What else do we have?
I didn't have any fish.
I had fish still. It was delicious.
Yeah, man.
Can I ask you guys, what does this mean in Jamaica?
I mean,
What does that mean?
it's like an expression, really.
What?
Like, yeah, you just
It's
noise you
like
make.
box side, like.
Yeah, when you go like this,
Yeah.
I can't even do it though.
Yeah.
Like my Jamaican card just got revoked. I can't even do the snap though.
I
So
can't
for the
do
people who
it.
can't see on camera, he's doing the snapping thing that Jamaicans always do, yo, when they're talking shit to each other.
Like if you're like a 80s, 90s baby, remember that cracker thing that'd be like, click, 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 click? Yeah, that's the noise you make. But
Yeah.
yeah, but
Can I ask you guys another thing?
You know what? Hopping, Coley's got.
Go,
Hurry up and
go.
hop in. Hop in.
What does
come sit.
You get the hopping
Come
quick.
sit.
Hop in quick, hurry up.
what does that mean? What does that mean?
The kiss
in
team?
So we got
What does
someone
that mean?
inquiring about Jamaican culture, so we gotta hop him in quick. Another
Is there a mic
special
right
guest.
there?
So we switch locations. So normally we're in the garage, kind of in the smoke spot. But this guy came with full bottles. Yo, walk on, bro. Yo, grab it with the mic.
That one.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
No,
no.
the other one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
All right, there you go.
Cool.
But no.
Substitution.
I know. Coley's out there
not
bringing
for
wine.
No,
right.
that's okay. That's okay.
I'm
That's-
just here
that's
for
okay.
a hot minute, just like a hot minute.
Don't worry,
like, I thought
we'll
like
tap you
45
back
seconds.
in. Don't worry. All right, go on, pause.
So okay, I just want to know, like, what does
Yeah, the kissing of the teeth means lots of different stuff, you know.
like I'm saying, like you
Like-
guys ain't even talking blood, like.
That means idiot. That's the first thing it means. So
Yeah, it's
when,
just-
Yo,
when
I
your
feel
parents
like
do
you
that
guys
to
saying,
you,
like you guys saying, "Fuck yourself."
It's
nah,
disapproval.
when your parents do it
Yeah.
to you, they want to say you're an idiot, but they don't want to say it in English. So they kiss their teeth.
It's like the long sigh when you're just like,
Ah.
like that. That's what it is. It's just
Yeah.
it's disapproval.
Or when you're
yeah.
talking foolishness, so you
Yeah.
know when you're up there and you're talking to a thing, you're like, yeah, you know what, the Prince of Nigeria, they kiss their teeth, like, get out of here. They want to say it, but that's their expression of doing it, of foolery.
Yeah.
That's kind of the universal sign for foolery still.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a fact, though. I've heard that many a times in my life. I spit the most nonsense.
Yo, I just find it funny, like Jamaicans, like they can say things to you, and like they're not saying no blood clot thing to you because it's like,
But the thing is, like, we understand it, though. Like, you'll be there, and, like, your uncle will be like, yo, get the ting. You don't know what the ting could be anything.
Yeah.
But we know that the ting is always some food or something. Or,
So-
yeah, they always know, yo, get the ting.
It's contacts.
Or when they say, una. Whenever I hear una, I know it's not me that caused the problems. It's one of my siblings or someone else. But I got grouped into it.
Statement
Una
of inclusion.
means that I got grouped into it as well. You know? So trust me, man.
my friend, I'm gonna.
All right, here we go. Good question.
Tap out.
I mean, that was just a quick question time.
Yeah, yo, why not?
Question Q&A.
Thank you guys for your time.
No worries. We're always here to give an aid.
Okay, so we got the starting lineup back on play.
Yo, back to the Bulls' original lineup.
Okay, you're saying what's it called? Draymond got kicked out.
Yo, we moved out Draymond? Is that what you're saying? Yo, we need a get out of jail free card for this nigga. Yo, we just booted him out like he was Draymond Green. Stop this.
Yeah,
Yo, okay, hold on. So, what exactly? I'm sorry. So, what happened? Is
Yo,
he getting
Draymond
suspended?
showed too
Because,
much
yo, he's
man
wilding, eh?
Nah, you know what it is
Yo,
with
he's
Draymond?
stuck in it.
You know what it is with Draymond and the league? The
Yeah.
problem with the league right now is that the league, Adam Silver is trying to soften up the league in the context of trying to get more viewers. And a guy like Draymond, if you
Lots
literally
of
look at it,
viewers.
like if you would basically take it down like 6 to 8 years ago, a guy like him would just be Udonis Haslem right now. Like, touch Dwayne Wade in front of the Udonis Haslem and see what happens. He'd have done the exact same situation.
Pause. Can I just say something?
Hop in, hurry up, hurry up. Yo,
Dennis
send them
Rodman, Draymond Green. Go ahead.
Dennis Rodman or what are you saying? Dennis Rodman or Draymond Green?
Well, I'm saying, is
Who would you rather
Draymond
get
Green
choked
the
out
new
by?
Dennis Rodman?
No.
Nah.
Because,
no.
yo, Dennis Rodman was serious.
No, Doc. I can tell you right now, Dennis Rodman and Draymond Green are nothing alike. And I can tell you right now why. Dennis Rodman was the biggest personality in the NBA, even bigger than Jordan at times. Dennis Rodman was one of the only men on the planet that can literally go ball out, drop like 15 to 25 rebounds, go drop a book the same night, and still show up the next game and give you 25 points for no reason.
Right?
Yeah. So the difference between Draymond and Dennis is that Dennis' personality on the court is not the same off the court. Whereas Draymond seems to have a completely different personality. Like that wild man persona is not the same thing as he is off the court.
No.
He
Like,
seems
off
to
the
turn
court,
it on and
he's
off like a switch, and that's a problem.
What? He gets paid for that, right? Like, you get paid millions of dollars. He's basically an enforcer who passes.
Yeah.
Like,
I respect
that's
that.
what
No,
he
but here's the thing. I respect the shit out of guys like Draymond Green and the rest of them because realistically, it takes a lot to actually play a role on a team. Like
Yeah.
most guys are trying to be a superstar, and 90% of them will never actually be a superstar. But you have a guy like Draymond who completely plays his role at all times, will sacrifice for the team, and yet we're always shitting on him. So like, I don't see
I
the
don't shit on
problem.
Draymond. Like, I give him ratings. He plays deep. Yo, he does what he's
Supposed to do,
do.
yeah.
He plays defense. He dishes the balls out to the shooters, and on top of that, when the ish going on the court, he chokes out the men.
Yeah, he's the first one
Like,
in
yo,
with the shits. I'm not gonna lie.
the young generation doesn't realize this, eh? When you play pickup ball and street ball, this was like life. Like, you know how much scraps there'd be at the court?
You know what I mean? The
And, like,
consequences are real.
yeah, when you catch someone slipping out, hold an elbow. Ah! Like, yo, young generation, now when you play pickup ball, like, oh, it's a foul. You don't touch them. They're all crying and stuff. It's like, you know.
All right, well, here's the situation though. Are we gonna basically put the NBA to what real life is right now? In a sense, like, is life in 2024 just softer, or is it the fact that it's just a regular problem that everybody's having?
Yo,
Because I just look at it in the sense that we're in a situation where 90% of the world is being softened to basically make room for everybody else who's not.
I feel like you're entering another conversation now. You're not talking about
No,
basketball.
No, but
it kinda
it
because
relates, right?
Me and you've talked about this before, where sports in general is getting softer than, I shouldn't say softer, but it's not as violent as it used to be. Hockey,
Everything,
It's-
every
it's
sport,
more
baseball,
calm.
football, all of
yeah,
it.
all of it. And
When's the
that's
last time you seen a baseball fight?
I feel like we've seen one this year. I feel like there was one this year. But it's been a while.
But it's
Like,
been,
you
no,
don't
but
see
it's
them
so
often.
long to the point where you gotta actually question it. When we knew for a fact, like back in the day when we were watching
Yeah,
baseball,
every
bro,
2 weeks.
it was like every 2 weeks, mans were scrapping.
Yeah, well, like we had the duality because it's like it sounds like you want more violence, but then you know these things need sponsorship and they don't want to be affiliated with stuff. Because
But Bud Light learned their lesson. Bud Light was like, you know what? We're gonna go the opposite way. You know, no violence, whatever. And they realized that like you can only swing so far. Like they swang far, it didn't get as far as they thought it would. Now Bud Light had to take a dip. They took a 15% hit in their profit margin.
Yeah,
on
now
their
they're
stock.
sponsoring the UFC.
Yeah. And then they're trying to get that hardcore image back.
Yeah, as
Yo,
much as they
Bud
possibly
Light
can.
used to be the image of Buffalo Bill fans jumping through tables head first.
Yeah, no,
That
it
was
used to
Bud
be
Light.
it used to be the beer of the everyman, and then they isolated themselves by basically saying that the everyman is not our customer anymore.
Yeah.
I mean that's the woke mob, right? They want to sit there and say, hey, we can't have this because there's impressionable people. They don't want to be affiliated with that kind of stuff. And yeah, we do see that it has diminishing returns because of the fact that to a certain extent you want to be entertained, and if you're not going to be entertained by skill, you're going to be entertained by like drama and like conflict and all that sort of stuff.
But that's the thing. Like, I'm going to use soccer as an example here. Yo, British soccer right now has tamed down big time.
Yeah.
Like, I remember back in the day, there used to be pure hooligans, pure problems. There'd be fights breaking out.
Well, the hooliganism as a whole is just being trying to be pushed out of the sport because like
But
the stands used to be lit on fire.
But the whole thing is, like, people don't realize this, is that the people who are that if you're passionate enough to go to, let's say you go to an Arsenal game. If you go to an Arsenal game and you're watching West Ham and you're willing to punch a West Ham guy
Like
in the
shit
face,
up, lose your job, yeah.
Yeah, you're willing to buy some
you
shit.
are
I'm not gonna lie.
passionate about that team.
No, you're not. You're not gonna lie. You are pretty.
But
pretty much hitting the nail on the head.
that's a different.
Those
kind
are
of
the
passion.
guys who are buying the Arsenal onesies and all the other foolishness.
Checking out
Like,
the cars,
yo,
getting
those
the
guys are
license
buying.
plates.
Yeah,
They're
you
sporting the
need those
flag
fans
and everything.
You need those fans.
Yeah. So
I mean, realistically, looking at the people who are actually passionate about sports or passionate about life in general, they usually share a duality. Like the same guy who you see at an Arsenal game or at a football game willing to fight for something is the same guy you see walking outside ready to punch somebody else because they have different political views. It's the same kind of like, you know what I mean?
I think it's just because like that's an unreal comparison because like in the States people fuck shit up for less.
True. No, you're right.
Right?
No.
Like,
he's bars. No, he's spitting bars right there.
At least
He's
in
spitting bars
Europe,
right
it's
there.
just
You're
like
not
you
lying.
could be like, oh, I'm a Manchester fan and I might fight you, but I'm not
Hold
gonna.
on. Have you ever gone to a college game in the States, like a college football game?
Oh,
Yo,
Lord.
go to an NFL tailgating.
Whew.
Yo,
Don't wear
I
the same
dare
colors.
you, the old Raiders when they were not now when they're in not LA, they're in Las Vegas or whatever. When they were in Oakland, yo, I dare you to go there and be like, yo, Raiders suck. Those guys would stab you with
In a
pork chop
minute,
so
bro.
fast.
Bro, the worst fan on the planet to be right now is a Cowboys fan just due to the fact that people are shitting on them hard. And I see them niggas ready to fight
But you're a Cowboys
anybody.
fan. Yo, Cowboys
Like
fan.
anybody.
Yo, their tailgating's lit. You go to you go to the stadium. Yo, these guys full barbecue. You have generations of families going to barbecue, flipping pigs they grew up from 18 generations and they've been serenading. Yo, imagine you spent 18 generations of pigs putting all-purpose seasoning, garlic powder, and onion powder on those pigs for 18 generations. How nice that will taste. They bring that, it's prime, they go down and they share that with other Cowboy fans. They share it as a community. We can't even get Raptors fans to go down to the Raptors Square now because they're losing.
Yeah, but that's true just due to the fact that most of those fans were fickle. I mean, let's look at the duality. Forget the duality in sports and all of that other shit. Like we pretty much spent too much time on that. But I mean, how bad is it that the world right now that we're looking at ourselves and like saying that the world is soft? Like we even have to question it in ourselves. Like, am I being soft these days in this situation? Like being a man is hard enough to like deal with every day, and then having to freaking tiptoe around all of this BS that we're doing in the world every day. How y'all niggas like basically dealing with all of this?
I don't know. It's kind of rough because it's like I kind of remember how things were, and like I work in construction, and I remember like you go to construction site and people would be like, "Yo, that guy's a fucking cunt, bro," and like that was how they talked, and like shit would pop off, and even now. At the construction site, because I'm in between. Like, I'm on the construction site and I'm in the office, right? So I'm in between both worlds. And, like, I go to office, everyone's like, hey, how's it going? You know, blah, 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 Mandarin lunch, whatever. And you go to the site and they're like, yo, Brasserell, bro, I want to see titties. Yo, fuck this guy. Like, it's two completely different
No, I'm
worlds,
with you
so-
because like I have the same problem. Like in my place, I'm a steel worker. So like we're on the line every day producing, and you'll hear the dichotomy of how we speak to each other is more real.
Yeah.
But then you have the other people in the office. It's like the fakest conversation you can possibly have in your entire day.
Like, you know what I'm talking about. Because you know, like, probably in your plant.
Well said.
Our plant is the same shit. Like, I know a guy will go up to you and be like, yo, you're a pussy. You can't do that in the office.
No, but that's the problem with what I'm saying is just like I think the office community is what they're trying to bring to the rest of the normal world and trying to like pacify us to basically speak like how we would speak in these general areas, and I think that's a giant problem because it doesn't allow people to be the real as possible. Like, let's go back in time for a second. Part of the reason why people used to use slurs to demean people wasn't necessarily to demean you. But that word actually meant that you were doing something that represented that culture. Like, for instance, we used to say to somebody else, "Yo, stop stop using the F word, like the F with the fag word for a second, right?" We used to use that word not in a derogatory word for gay people specifically, but an actual term of you being like an actual irreverent or odorous or basically malevolent or idiot. Like that's what that context of that word meant to us. Now we've evolved that word in a sexual connotation to the point where it's almost it's almost a slur, or it's almost like to a point not offensive, but it's almost like a racially termed word that we can use to describe somebody now. We went from like one extreme to the complete other extreme on every level. The words that we use to communicate with each other are no longer valid. And that doesn't make any sense to me. Because realistically, if you turn around and you say to somebody else in a derogatory manner, yo, you're being that, And if that motherfucker is being that, then realistically, bro, you gotta look in yourself and see why did that man say that to you.
Well, yeah, but the reason why that's kind of problematic is because you're associating an offensive term with it. So if you are a member of that group, then it's problematic.
Yeah, but
That'd be like sitting there and being like, you calling a white person the N-word.
no, I get it.
So
But what I'm
I have
saying
a question
is,
for you guys, which kind of leeches on what you guys are saying. Have you guys ever been around like non-black people and they just use the N-word
Yes.
in casual conversation?
oh yes,
But my whole thing is like when they do it, like I always feel a way. Like if I don't know why I get hot. Like I just do. I just feel just like mad about it. But I mean like that may be the thing where it comes down to like being like homosexual or whatever.
no, I
else,
get it.
right?
No, that's exactly the point because I understand what you're saying in that same context. But what I'm saying to you is that it would have been different if like if I were saying like I'll turn if I said to you and like let's say you're gay and I turn around and say to you yo you fag, right? That is me turning around and being malevolent to you in a directionary in a way that's directed towards you specifically because I'm addressing your actual sexual orientation when I'm doing that directly. Like if you're gay and I know that and I'm using that term to describe you, I'm automatically going out of my way to hurt your feelings to some degree.
Not
But-
necessarily though, because I've worked in a situation like this where I worked with someone who was gay, right? And then I worked with someone who was from the Eastern Bloc of Europe. Right?
Yeah, that's a
And
whole different conversation.
when he talked, he would be like, "Oh, this is gay, that is gay," and like the gay guy never took it to heart because
Yeah.
he knew that we weren't talking directly about him or to him.
So-
It was just like,
But that's what I'm saying. It's
Casual
not
guy
being directed towards
So-
the person.
So I'm in the middle, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
So I know a situation because I used to work with a coworker and I used to do that all the time. And she didn't reveal to us that she was lesbian. Right? It wasn't until she got married and she was celebrating the fact, and it was just like, oh, here's my wedding photos, and everyone's just like, oh, wow, because she never brought it to work.
Yeah.
But I used to go back and be like, yo, that's gay, this and that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it was one time after where I realized that she was, where I was trying to pull back to work because I was just like, yo, like, she would tolerate it the whole time, but I was going back and saying, I must have been offending her in some capacity, or at least assumed as such. And there was one time where I was about to say it, and then she just kind of smiled at me, and she was just like, yeah, that's gay, right? So
She pulled the card.
So-
Yo, that's respect.
So-
That's respect.
I get the argument that you're coming in and saying, hey, it came from the time where people weren't hyper offended by something, but we're in a situation right now because there's a magnitude of problems with people. The lack of understanding and the culpability of the words, and people are trying so hard to take ownership of everything that it becomes problematic. And now when you're saying it, it's a group association,
Yeah,
right?
but-
So it's still... I get what you're saying, but it's just like, now when you're saying, hey, that's gay, those group will be like, what's wrong with being gay?
No, but that's my entire point is that they've counter-offensive a word that literally wasn't necessarily meant to associated for them. What I'm saying to you is, in the 80s or the 60s or wherever the term was invented, right? They weren't using it necessarily to even describe.
It was.
No, I'm saying in the sense of those contexts of the situation.
All the words were. It's
but,
just
yo,
that the
we gotta
context
think
is
about it
different.
like what I was saying back with the N-word, right?
Yeah.
It's like we throw it out now. Remember before, like when we were young, yo, the N-word, like it made like your dad or your grandpa or uncle mad. Like they wanted to fist someone and like burn a car.
Right.
Now we just hear it casually in rap songs.
No,
We hear
I get it on both
casually-
sides. I
Yo,
completely get it on both
Like
sides.
I was saying with like the whole white people saying it, right? Like you hear white people, you hear like Asian people, you hear even Indian people now. Indian people, where we live,
Yeah, we hear it all the time.
yo, Indian mans throw it out there like, yo, N-word, 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 N-word. And it's like, okay, I get it, you're a minority, but like,
Well, the culpability is
Should we
not
blast
there.
it like
The
that?
problem, no. You see, the thing is that I also think that there's a certain amount of reaction that comes with certain situations. We're at the generation now where nobody is willing to actually defend themselves for what they say. So, like, let's say let's you say you hear an Indian person say the N-word. 90% of black people or people who are around in that situation aren't going to turn around and check him for that.
Yeah, they
because
will.
there
Yeah,
are
it
people
depends on
who
the
will.
price.
No, it depends on who you're around.
Right.
There are people who will check you because they don't.
Right.
They're not about that foolishness. But the constant masses that are around them, not checking them, bro, because they wouldn't feel comfortable to do that shit in public if there were people checking them all the time. If there were people who were checking them constantly, they would not feel comfortable to say that shit in the
But then that goes back to what you guys are saying with everything else. It's
Right.
like
They're trying to make people
who
accountable
are-
for the terminology.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm adding that counterpoint where it's the same thing. You are correct. I'm just saying that we've evolved past that
Sometimes I
point to
forget
something.
talking totally is like being on a roller coaster. You gotta go up and down and loop de loop, but you're gonna come back to the start.
Well, no, yo. So my guy over here, you guys can't see him on camera. It's like, yo, you don't want to hear. Yo, I'll be straight with you. You don't want to be like flipping Rev in Kitchener and an Asian youth comes up to you and be like, yo, what up, my N-word, bro? I want. Like, but it happens.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing. Is like it happens, and like, yo, it sucks.
And here's the thing, though.
But we kind of reached a point in society where it's like all minorities at this point.
I'm not there yet.
Even Arab mans now,
I'm not
yo,
there
they
yet.
roll it that hard too.
Yeah.
And it's like, is it okay?
No, but
At
are
this
we at
point,
the
it
point?
kind of seems like
No, but just the thing is, to the
it's
masses.
been appropriate.
No, it's been
You say to
appropriate.
me, you say "what up, nigga" to me, and you're not black to me. Like if I don't see you as a black man,
But there's
in my
men them on
eyes,
TV right now who are questionable, who aren't black, and we
well,
question
you know
it.
what, you know,
And
you
yo,
know,
just because they're not
I-
white, they might
I'm
be
not
like
gonna
mixed with
receive
something,
you.
you know?
I'm not gonna receive
What's
you
the
as
take
such.
on Fat Joe? Because that dude be saying the N word like crazy.
But Puerto
Well,
Ricans,
he's
I feel
Spanish.
like
Here's the
Puerto
thing,
Ricans
though.
have
We've
to
already-
talk
we've-
about Fat Joe still.
We've
So-
broken this down though. Some people are breaking this down. The problem with guys like Fat Joe and I'll just break it down to
French
simply.
Montana.
It's the French Montana.
Montana.
Yeah, there's a lot that comes with it,
I
and
accept
I'll
that.
give it down to you as simple as this. There's in like it's like Dominicans. There's so much slave
Yeah.
involved with their entire identity and their entire being. They see themselves that
Yo.
way, and everybody else that's associated with them sees them that way too.
Yeah.
Like you can't take Fat Joe. Like you can take Fat Joe out of New York, but put him anywhere else, he'd be that same person. He wouldn't be switching up, talking any other way. He wouldn't be code switching and trying to be like white people. He wouldn't be code switching and trying to be like anybody else. He'd be Fat Joe anywhere else. So that's why we gave Fat Joe a pass and guys like him, because he's had to defend himself since day one. He ain't never been given a pass. So a guy like that, we've given certain creeds to. But like I said, it's not a light skin or a black thing. I think the problem that we all have is we're looking at this from a colors perspective. We're just looking at to say that you don't pass the N scale if you don't hit this light metric. That's a problem.
So
That's a
what you're
fucking
saying-
problem.
So
though.
what you're saying
Like
is
black
that
is
there's
every color, so
a
you got to
metric.
get to that point.
So I have a
Yeah,
question
yeah,
for you.
yeah.
Is there an actual metric that we could use to determine who can use the N-word?
I think if you're willing to fight for it, then you're allowed to use
No,
it.
bro.
No, I
Hold
can't
on,
say
hold
that.
on, hold on. Because we're giving Fat Joe and the rest of them a pass, but if someone's checking and be like, "Yo,
He's Puerto Rican.
I know," but what I'm
He's
saying,
Puerto Rican.
Yo, what's a Puerto Rican though? Like,
No.
Kids get a pass?
Hell no.
No?
No.
Yo, I'm tired
Just
about
because
that.
I'm giving you
No,
dick,
the reason I'm
just
asking
because just because I am serving
tired
nigga dick
about
to you
white
does
women.
not mean you can come out your mouth. I don't give a fuck how much of you.
The reason I'm asking is because
I don't care.
I've heard it come out their mouths and they say it about their kids. And, you
And
just be looking.
why-
And
women
no, but
do
that's the
not
problem.
like
though.
us.
That's somebody else.
White woman
No. That's
cannot like us.
No. That's
They're
somebody else's.
strategically, they do
No.
not
That's
fucking like us,
we can't.
bro.
We can't waste the time with that kind of facts. What we're gonna simply say is the simple as this: if you are a white woman, right, and you see the struggle that the man you're with, who you go through every single day, and you feel comfortable enough that you did, then you don't even deserve the past. You don't deserve the family you got. That's the problem. You've seen the struggle the man you got go through daily. You're with him every day, and you feel comfortable to violate him as well as the world. That's the problem you can have with that situation. Now, what I'm gonna say to you is that there's certain people who have shared like
White women might
I'll give you-
like.
I'll give you
They
a-
like our dick, but do not like us.
I'll give you a perfect example of this. Eminem's a
We
perfect.
needed 4 mics.
No, Eminem's a perfect example of this. M's been through the struggle. M's been through the push. M's been through the rigors and
love
rust
my
about
black
being black. But at the same time, M's one of the few people who's opened his mouth and said, "I never use the N-word." Why? Because I know I'm not from that community. I may share their struggle. I may be a part of their struggle at times, but I am not a part of the actual movement. So I respect a guy like M for actually recognizing that.
Yo, hold up. Ro seems like he has something to say. Ro, pop in on this.
No, I would agree with that logic, but it's only because of the fact that he went through shit. So he technically has the rights to do it, but he's being like propelled to a higher level because he chooses not to.
We fuck with him
Right.
more because we realize he has the
Like,
privilege to say it, and he
knows
don't.
that. Every time he gets questioned, it's just like, "Yo, you ain't black. You can't rock with us." Da da da. And he's just like, instead of him being like, "I deserve to be
No.
here,"
Nope.
he's just like, "All right, I got you. I'm gonna spit like 17 bars. I'm gonna do triple time. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put in the work. I'm gonna fuck with these guys. Blah blah. I'm gonna bring up a group like D12. He brought up a bunch of other Negroes and all that shit stuff. He's just like, yeah, I'll pay it forward. So he's gone to a level where he's just like, you know what? I can mess around with the best of you guys. So certain mans have given it to him.
Mm-hmm.
You hear like mans coming out like Snoop, Dre, all that shit stuff. Said, you know what? Allow the mans. If it slips at one time, we're not going to castrate him. He's put in work, and he's just like, nah, I'm going to be cautious about it. And you know what? You can rate him for that. And the same way going with that white woman type thing. It's just like, yo, if you're just here and you're here for a ride for it, nah. But if you're going to cookout and you're doing grits and you're there and you're really boxed down all that stuff and get your hands dirty, then you know what? If you let it fly 1-2 times, I'm not going to feel ways about it. Because you're willing to kind of get yourself dirty. Across the board, anybody who crossed that, I will check them on it and just be like, yo, you can't just sit here and pick up the word just because it's cool. Like, if I can't drop you in any Jamaica, whether or not it's Jamaica, Queens, or something like that, and you can survive, get the fuck out of here.
That's the thing, though. The way the word kind of gets thrown out here now, it's just that it's kind of like, I kind of feel like, as bad as it sounds, that it's starting to become common language.
But that's the problem that we're having as a society right now, is just what is actually acceptable language. That's why I brought up the F word earlier, because we've gotten to a part of condentation. We've gotten to a point where now any word is acceptable as long as a large group of people are okay with it.
Well, it's
That's
almost
a giant freaking problem.
It's
Yo, hold up,
almost
We
as
gotta
if
send
the
the mic.
word
Send the mic,
itself
send the mic,
evolved
send the mic.
from something that.
Come.
You gotta send the
You gotta
mic,
sit down
you gotta
over here
send
so
the
we can pass you the mic.
Okay.
We gotta send them.
If you're gonna,
There
if
you
you're
go.
gonna
Yeah,
interject.
hop in,
Pull
hop
up
in.
your
We're
chair.
already
Pull up the
hopping.
wheelchair.
It's almost as
We're
if
just- We gotta pull
the
this.
word has evolved from something that described a skin color to nowadays it describes more of your social class. Because if you're from Jane and Finch, whether you're Tamil or don't matter, because if you go to Jane and Finch now, the black community there has dwindled. It's
Oh,
more
yeah.
Tamils, it's the Cambodians, it's the Vietnamese, and every single one of them motherfuckers be calling you a nigga.
Yeah.
They've adopted the
You know what I
culture.
mean?
They've adopted the
I
culture.
I was at the Petro behind York Gate Mall, and I heard a couple of Tamil dudes in there, nigga this, nigga that, and I stopped the man. I was like, yo, Mayu, you can't be talking like that. Who are you? The man looked at me and said, aren't you like Hawaiian or some shit? Fuck do you care? And I was like, yo!
No, but that's what I'm saying to you.
I was
Now,
like-
no, but
You know what I mean?
don't you
Yeah.
realize the strange dichotomy though you're in?
Because
No, but don't
the
you
man
realize
told me, yo,
that, though?
I'm from the
You know what I
hood.
mean?
I'm
Hop
from
in,
all
hop
the
in, yeah,
connections.
hop in.
No, but
I'm
I'm
from
saying,
this,
don't
I'm
you
just like-
realize that the strange dichotomy you're in though? But you're in a situation where another man from another race, dog, is now telling you
I'm not
you
black.
don't even have the black card enough to actually have that
I had to look at
conversation.
that man and I was like,
You
oh,
see
you
the
see
weirdness
I'm
of
like,
that?
yeah, you mother
But
slut, you must
you
have mind.
done
Man,
with
like,
that black
oh,
shit.
you're
You
Guyanese.
just-
I'm like,
you
yeah,
just say
both my
that.
parents are mixed with black. Just because I look like I'm caramel, don't mean you can come talking
Yo,
about
but
white in front
Guyanese
of me.
and Trini, they kind of been on it from day one.
No, but here's the
Bro,
thing though.
I
Doesn't
even
that
tell
bring
them
that back?
coolie youths all the time. Like, bro, just because you're coolie don't mean you come here saying the N-word, bro. Because my grandfather's black as tar, and if you were to say that word in front of him, he'd box you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Don't you look at the culture dichotomy of how isn't that weird in the sense that a lot of other people are
This
picking
point, you're already
up
halfway
our
through.
culture more than we are. What I'm saying to you is that the reason why you see mans them from Jane and Finch and you see all of these pieces picking up those damn slang so often is because just like you said, we're no longer in those neighborhoods. We're no longer in those places to represent ourselves. So they picked up our culture and now are running with it harder than we are.
Yeah, but is that really our culture?
Yeah, because it's been sold as a product.
That's my point.
And
It's
that's
a
why
product now.
mans are subscribing to it, and that's why we're having this duality because the mans are just sitting here and saying, yo, this is something that we have to fight to break down and say, yo, that's not a part of us. And then we went through the movement and being like, all right, fine. If we have to accept it, we're gonna own it. And now
That's
it's being
not what
sold,
I see.
You know,
right?
It's not nasty.
and
This
and
is not nasty Nas.
and I feel like right now we gotta fight to differentiate
Nasty Nas.
the difference so people know. Saying that word is more of a hip hop culture. It's packaged and